Good morning. Good morning. Welcome and welcome back, everybody, to the channel. This is Arts of the Round Table. My name is Mello, and let's do some May 4th drawing. Let's do Boba Fett, shall we? I got my model here. I'm not really necessarily using this as my model. You guys know that, right? I have some Pinterest in front of me, some images, but I'm going to use him to sit in front of me so I can feel like I'm in danger here. The deal is always changing. Let me see. This is actually pretty cool. This was a model toy figurine that you have to build. Everything kind of clips together. But anyway, good morning. Happy re-entry Monday. I hope you guys are having a good time. I hope you're having a good day. It's early for me. It is 10 a.m. I don't know what time it is for you. But I hope it's already good. That's the one constant that I have for everybody. Honestly, all the time, every time. No fooling. Is that Are you good? You're having a good time. As a comic book nerd, guys, I thought I had more Star Wars material, and I actually don't. I think I'm more of a movie fanatic than I am a comic book fanatic when it comes to Star Wars. I grabbed this a couple days ago for Free Comic Book Day, Saturday, and I've had these in my collection recently. I just got it honestly for Walt Simonson's artwork. For Simonson artwork. And some of this old stuff looks really cool. The stories are really good. This is not Boba. I forget that gentleman's name. Valance. Half man, half cyborg. But that's not who we're working with today. We're talking Boba. We're talking pre-Boba. The Angel Deso. How are you, sir? We're talking pre-friggin' Disney-fied Boba Fett. I am a huge fan and was a huge fan of how mysterious he was in Empire and his quick demise and Return of the Jedi. But let me lower this a little bit. And in Return of the Jedi, I don't like the lore they created for him. It's just, I don't know. Kind of like the same thing they're doing with Wolverine. You know how Wolverine was cool when you didn't know anything about him? That. Can we get that again? We don't need to know everything. We don't need origin stories. We don't need all of that stuff. I think mystery is great. Alrighty. Alright, I'm gonna scooch this. Alright, we're gonna chill this way. I'm doing well. I'm like really warm. I got fans on. I'm doing all right. I really am. I did a drawing of Wolverine. I have it hung up over there. Because I'm practicing. God help me. Still, my vocabulation in the morning is not so bueno, not so good. Anyway, I'm using these saw teeth with an adhesive tape, and I'm testing it out on that Wolverine cover. Here, I'll show you. It seems to be holding holding. It seems to be holding steady. So I have it hanging on the side over there, but I don't trust it. I want to send these with some of the other ones to the comic book store. And although this is light, I just feel like, I don't know. I just wish there was a better adhesive and a better tape or better glue that I can use. So anyway, this is the Wolverine that I took care of, but I wanted to take a quick break from painting. I was going to go right into painting this today. Then I realized that it was May 4th, and I love Star Wars, honestly. So let's do something about Star Wars, shall we? No more delaying. Let's do it. It's going to be a pretty straightforward drawing, portrait style close-up of the OG bounty hunter, Boba Fett. I got my grid here, but the grid is mainly going to be used today just for composition's sake, so I can have everything in place. Boba is going to be on the right-hand side here. Helmet, bit of his chest, maybe the hilt of his rifle. That's it. So I did a really rough sketch, and then I blew it up. It was just kind of like I did it in Photoshop, so it's just the shape of the dome and the figure. So I'm going to mimic that shape. I'm going to use this face. I'm in Pinterest. You guys, if you want to join me and draw with me, please grab a pen and paper of choice and go to town. I'm not sure I want to use this pencil, so let's go with the regular lead pencil. Problem with these lead pencils, I can't remember which one of my erasers, my sharpeners, is hitting down. Oh, gravy. Did you see that? I got like stream goblins bothering me today. I thought it was just going to be a chill day. It's going to be a chill day. I'm not even going to jinx it. We're just going to chill. And now it doesn't want to sharpen. This is what am I am doing very well. Thank you for asking, sir. I'm doing very well, actually. I feel harried. There's a lot going on at Casa de Mel. I'm sorry, the gain on my headphones I think is high, so I can hear everything, and I don't know what's happening. One second. Sorry about that. I feel like I am losing my mind here. Alright, let's get our measurements in. Wow, I didn't realize how big I was going to put this thing. Anyway, I'm surprised that I haven't drawn Boba Fett either, ever. Uh, but yeah, I love Star Wars. I am too young to have watched it in theaters. Sure. Um, but I did have them on VHS, and I'm telling you, I destroyed those movies. I must have watched them all the time. All right. Boop, boop. I just need his helmet here. You've never been to the theaters? Ever? Wow. If it's not too personal, can I ask you why? If it's because of region and things like that, I understand, right? I don't want to. I would hate to open any old wounds or things that are uncomfortable, so I apologize if that becomes that. But I'm just curious. I, on the other hand, have gone way too many times to the theaters. Playing hooky from school as a youngin'. I think as a latchkey kid, I've had some freedoms and I've taken advantage of a few of those. It's such a simple design, but it's just so dang cool. I see. So it's never been to the theater, park, the beach. Never had those things. Stay home, go to school. As an adult, are you planning on changing that? Just want to make sure that we can see what's happening, even though the LED is light. So we're going to be here for a bit before the LED starts showing up on this drawing. I do plan on painting this. I don't know if I'll paint it today. Wow, what a dingus. I'm using the darker lead. I was wondering why I was smudging so quickly. Nova Draws, how are you? It's good morning for me. I'm sure it's a little later to you. But thank you for joining me. We are just hanging out. What am I drawing? I am drawing a character from the Star Wars franchise. I'll show you in a second. I have the figure here. Angel, that's who you are not lying how difficult it is right now to do any type of leisurely activity. And when you can, man, you got to take advantage outright. So, and then he has this thing here to cover his face. Something like that. But yes, the character Nova is Boba Fett. He's a bounty hunter, the coolest bounty hunter. There's many others, but introduced first in the Star Wars Christmas special, which a lot of people don't really talk about, and then fully introduced in the Empire Strikes Back. He's the bounty hunter that collects Han Solo in carbonite and ships him to Jabba the Hutt. Jabba the Hutt. So, and I just kind of liked this character at this time was so freaking cool. Everybody had or wanted his action figure. and then the show ruined it, in my opinion. Oh man, everything was rubbing up. In my opinion, of course. They made him I don't know what the characterization is that they was aiming for. Weird Zen-like monk dude, man. Like, that's not necessary. He should have came. All right, I'm gonna save you guys from my disappointment in the character in the characterization recently. So let's just draw and let's have a good time, you guys, and don't even worry about if Star Wars is not your thing. It's quite all right. That's the beauty about art. All you guys got to know is that he got a cool helmet. He's a Mandalorian. He is a bounty hunter, and he's cool. That's it. He says very little. So, all right. I'm treating this like a portrait. So, and I'm not that much of a nerd that he has to be fully accurate. I don't care. He has plating though. But I should, right? Because if I don't, then all the real nerds will cancel me, and I'll be in the interwebs, just embarrassed out of my life if I don't. You've never watched Star Wars? That's all right. That is quite all right. I almost feel, because it's such a fast drawing, that I should just start painting this thing. Just so I can save you guys from all the scratchiness. And he has a dent right here. But I'm gonna do more than that. I'm going to do dents all over. You've never seen it. Do you like science fiction, space operas, that type of stuff? Do you like I don't know. I don't even know. Have you watched any? So none of the Star Wars? None of them? There's like 9 theatrical movies and countless spin-offs and animated shows. All I can say is that good for you. Good for you. Good for you. There's certain things about that franchise that I would love to watch for the first time again. So that's interesting. That's pretty cool. And then he has this thing here, something like that. Yeah, I had to put in all those little stickers on the figure. Look at me trying to get sympathy for playing with toys. Awesome. Join from the Lappy. Wait. Yes. And first of all, thank you, period, for joining me today. I love even here, even on the black sticker, I get some really cool effects on the visor. I don't know if you guys can tell, just because it's pretty far from the camera. Yeah. I understand, bro. There's some different strokes from different folks and different situations for all peoples. I'm gonna make him gritty. He just came out of the Sarlacc pit, so let's make him gross. Oh, I see. Yeah, sorry, Nova. I have I run like 2 different streams, one for the vertical shot, one for the horizontal. But on the horizontal, I also do the dual stream, meaning it takes the horizontal and crops it and shares that as well. So I'm probably, some doom scroller will find me eventually. He'll find me 3-4 times. Alright, this is gonna be dark. I'll put a glare here because I like the way that looks. Yeah, brother, if you can't escape me. You can't escape me, man. But I gotta say, I gotta thank you guys. Period, man. As you know, and I try to make, it's not a secret that I am really pushing to try to get my channel monetized this year. For a few reasons. One, because your boy's not working, and two, because it will kind of validate what I'm doing here. If I can just make a couple of pesos, even though I know for a fact that it's like I'm not gonna come out of here as if I won the lottery. YouTube, I have to do a lot, but that little bit of acknowledgement is special to me. I think it's awesome. I think it'll be great, and it'll push me to, really focus on the channel, make it seem like it is happening. So I think that those little victories is what I'm looking for as an artist, as a struggling, financially struggling artist, I guess I should say. Right, I'm just doing these rough lines are more for the shape of the mask. Go dark. Yeah, I might just go ahead and try to paint this, because that took about 30 minutes. And I really want to save you guys from all the scratchiness. So, as I was saying, I wanted to thank you guys. I'm close. What I need now is, what I'm looking for now, or trying to achieve now, is watch hours. And it's about 3,000 watch hours to begin monetization. I have just eclipsed 2,200 watch hours. So thank you guys for hanging out with me and watching these streams with me. And some of you, I understand, are going back and watching some of my my long form narratives. I really do appreciate you guys. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. I really do appreciate you. Nova, thank you for swinging through in the first place. I appreciate you. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. For my last two drawings on this artboard, the texture of it has benefited me so much so. I want to have Boba's helmet look very rough and used and just just used and rough and dingy, and not being able to draw a smooth line because of the texture is A+. A++. I'm just hardening these lines, and then I'm gonna wipe it down one more again. That was weird. One more time to remove some of the graphite. I just love these Star Wars designs, especially for the helmets. They're just so cool. Boba's helmet's cool. Obviously, Darth Vader's is cool. The Stormtroopers are cool. And every iteration of the Stormtrooper. go wrong, man. Can't go wrong. All right, there. I'm really curious. I'm gonna do. Maybe I can do these textures the way I do concrete. Can the world be less interested in Mandalorian and Grogu? Because I'm not. Thank you, love. I think that the first season of that show was fantastic. New character, very interesting characterization, and you don't have to do much world building. It's already there. And then I don't know what happened, man. Maybe that's the thing, right? They don't know how good it's gonna be. They don't really care because they're nerds and they are fans. It's more for them. And I think what happens is they have these questions of like, wouldn't it be cool because it was cool for them as kids? But the story falters? I don't know, guys. If you guys have an opinion on this, please share it below. I'm talking about the Mandalorian show. I'm talking about the travesty that is the book of Boba Fett, in my opinion. So much so, are they even continuing his show? And if they are, why? No, I'm just kidding. But it really did just... It wasn't what I expected. It wasn't... And maybe it was that's my fault. It's my fault. For not being in the writer's room with these guys. And telling them how terrible it was going to be. Anyway. Still watched it like a nerf. Still watched it. So, what does that say about me? Alright, I'm going to give him a shawl here. Just to break up the forms. I'm kind of ignorant. Is there a day like this for Star Trek? I don't know. Thank you, love. I'm gonna wait. That is steaming hot. Let me. I bought this thing. This is a tablet holder. It's supposed to be like this, right? You put your tablet here. I bought it thinking that this is how I was going to be using it, and I might be able to use it because this artboard is that small. But your boy bought it when I was doing a 12 by 16 piece of Spider-Man's, and it's so big that it was tipping over. So anyway, and because I have a little bit of ADD, that clicking is fantastic. So now I just use it this way, like a stand, right? Couple bucks, $16, I think. If you guys are interested, you let me know. And it's small enough that you can take it with you anywhere. That's really kind of like the coolness about it. And you can see it makes it better in terms of perspective on camera, and it makes it comfortable to draw and paint, especially if I have to go off the edges. All right. Endorsements start pouring in. I'm gonna make this leather. I'm not gonna bother putting his gun back there. I kind of like the offsetting. Make that shading. It's just gonna be green anyway. Green. That weird avocado green. I wonder if those are his bounty marks. I'm not that much of a fanatic to know the ins and outs of all the Star Wars characters. I judge them by cool factor. Cool factor. As all things should be judged by cool factor. Now you got a cool dent. Gunk. Who conked him? Thank you, Mr. Am I saying your name correctly? Are you? Is it the Angel Desu? Alright, and then that's black. I don't want to draw all the black marks just because we're going to go over it. I don't know. What do you guys think? The art nerd in Art Motion. Welcome, and that's what's up. Join us. Join us. That's what's up. Well, that is cool. The name is cool. You are cool. That is cool. All right. All right, Melly Mel, how you want to do this? I wonder if the inside of his helmet would be kind of like a silver. That'd be kind of cool. If the inside of the helmet is kind of silver, because that's just a paint job, right? All right, now we gotta, one thing that I love to do, even though not my character, you gotta create a narrative. If you're gonna draw something, you really should kind of consider a narrative. Sometimes it's just good just to put marks on paper and go. I get it. I enjoy doing that too. But why not? Why not do a little narration? Narrative structure in your drawing. And I've been saying this a lot lately in my streams about what I've been watching, and I've been watching Portrait Artist of the Year and now Landscape Artist of the Year shows and competitions on Amazon Prime. And the judges are always talking about narrative, even if it's just a portrait of a sitting actor, artist, singer, whatever, the sitter, to add some type of a narrative or creativity, something from the artist. Don't just draw what you see or paint what you see, even though as artists that's all we do. Yowzers, that's hot. But to instill a little bit of yourself. Now, obviously, I'm not drawing this trying to imagine myself inside the helmet. But more like what's happening. So watching those shows have been really helpful for me in developing narrative cues in my artwork. Even copying from the greats like John Romita Jr. in this cover. Bulking him up. Changing the expression on the face slightly. Changing the posture. Could I have copied it? Absolutely. I had the grid already. I had the artwork in grid form, so I could have slowly and methodically made it look exactly like how John Romita has it. But the whole point, right, was to instill a little bit of my own creativity, the stuff that I use, my models. So if you guys are artists, young artists, I try to when I mention young artists, I'm not referring to age. I'm referring to experience in this medium, because there are older people who are young at art. So that's what I mean when I mention that. So what I'm trying to say is just, if you're going to copy something, if you're going to look at something as a reference, it's okay. That's cool. But see if you can add a little something in there that's your own. So, okay. Art Nerd in Art Motion asks, what is my mindset before I start a sketch? I'll give you two of them because they're not always the same. If it's a personal piece where I'm not looking at anything and I just want to waste some time, I'm not really even thinking of anything, I just want to put something on paper. Sometimes the need to create is kind of overwhelming. I try not to do any artwork on the weekends, which is kind of odd, because you would think that's free time, that's when you can kind of explore and do that type of stuff. But I don't. But it doesn't mean that I'm not thinking about it. I'm constantly thinking about the next piece. I was thinking about this all weekend. I was thinking about my Wolverine piece all weekend. But when I sat down this morning to do this sketch, all I'm really thinking is about, in this sense, of the character of Boba Fett and why I liked him, why I liked the character, why I thought it was cool, and the simplicity and the nature of it, and that. And I like kind of like that. It's kind of a absent-mindedness, really. Once I go through the idea, oh, that's who I'm going to draw, that's who I'm going to focus on. The artist, the student, goes and starts looking at images. Yesterday I had Pinterest open, and I still do. I even have Google open, and I'll look at images of Boba Fett. I criticized the show, so I don't look at images from the show. I don't want that to change the way I feel about the character. Isn't that weird? I think that's kind of weird, saying that out loud. because I am not a huge fan of the show, I don't want it to. I don't want it to seep into my mind any negative energy, and I think that's kind of weird. Thanks for asking that. But so I stayed in the old stuff. I in the stuff I've seen from the 80s, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi. I grabbed my little homie, my model. So all I'm really doing, so that's really it. That's just kind of like the mindset. Um, I look at a lot of images, but I'm always careful not to allow the images that I see manipulate what I want to draw. Even that sounds weird saying it. Um, I knew that I wanted to do a portrait style image of Boba Fett. So I stayed away from action shots of Boba Fett. So I think that if what I'm trying to, the mindset is really is trying to put yourself in a room mentally with that character. Like now, just looking at this image, I'm trying to. I know that he just came out of a. he falls into a pit of a sand, the mouth of a sandworm in the movie, and for years, for decades, we as fans have always wondered what happened to Boba Fett. He just sits there and gets digested for years, and sustains himself somehow in the belly of a worm. That's bananas. That increases the oompage and the coolness. He doesn't look like he's smiling in there. You can't see his face. I'm imagining that. That's the mindset I have. He's not the young one. He's not the they always showed him like a quiet gunslinger. Now he's an older gunslinger. Anyway. El Quiz. How are you? Thanks for joining us. But yeah, that's kind of really the mindset. And that, it's so weird. I don't think about that question. I don't think about that. And yet it overwhelms my day sometimes. It overwhelms my thinking. That's interesting. Thank you for the question, man. Mehmet. Thank you. Alright, I gotta move. I bought some new brushes. I've been using this brush here to paint, and I've kind of liked the feel of it. This Arteza premium brush. Arteza, you listening? And I wanted to get a smaller size because although you can get a really good point on this and some really good, I've used it, I wanted more control and go a little lower so I can go. So I bought this set here, not Arteza's. They're called, hey, do you guys know what this is, how to pronounce the name of these brushes? Wrong answers only. I've had a few attempts and they were all inappropriate, so I won't say them on camera. Just know I laughed a lot. So what I want to try to do for this piece is that I want to use some dark paint, and maybe do the shadows. The visor is black. There's some black spots in here that I can use, and then one other thing I've been learning while watching these shows is broad stroke, not being too precise. So I think I'm going to do that and use a square brush and start building. His color scheme is pretty simple. Greens, reds, and beiges. That is a dark red or brownish. This obviously, this model is very simply colored, painted in. But you can use your imagination, guys. Weathered. So that's what I'm gonna do here. The hardest part is going to be to manipulate the green. Green is very hard to use, and it may overpower it, and I want to subdue it a bit. Let's see if we can do that. Also, the art. Art nerd, right? One of the things that I didn't mention about the in the mindset is that I don't want it to feel like work. You know, I want it to feel fun. I want this to be, I want to keep thinking about all the cool stuff, the stories that I don't know of, and anyway, that. Cool, man. Stay cool. Make it fun. I'm just closing my blinds here. I gotta let my eyes adjust here for a second. Brushes. I wonder if I should use my paper palette. You agree? Okay, thank you. Yeah, your art is so fun. With you don't have to worry about anything. Yes, when you don't have to worry about it. Yeah, absolutely right. Yeah, and honestly, I haven't had this much fun creating and doing art in quite a long time. Alright, I'm gonna stick to my Arteza paints today. I'm gonna see how much of this green I can. I'm gonna do some variations of it. I'm gonna be a bit more reddish on his face here. But I haven't had this much fun. I thought honestly that when I was going to try to go professional and really put an effort and really put it on myself to get better and to share my artwork on YouTube, on this platform, that it was going to be stressful. That I was going to put an extra layer of, you got to get it done right, you got to this, nobody's going to look at your stuff, and like this unnecessary pressure to be good. Confidence is a terrible thing to lose. One, because More so because in this platform, I think the audience, some audiences, feel the need to try to manipulate your confidence. When they feel like you're only there for them, and they can say whatever they want behind the keyboard and behind the screen and an avatar. They can say whatever they want and be mean and gross, either because they don't like the character or they don't like how you're drawing it. Art is a self-expressive thing, and it's personal every time. Anyway, I think I'm diverting. Linkus Art, good morning to you. We're drawing, and we're going to be painting the Boba Fett. Speaking of, do you guys like boba? Like boba tea? I'm not a tapioca dude, but, right? It's tapioca. Watch me be wrong. But I can drink the aloe, there's a juice that has the fruity pulp inside of it, and I figure that it's the same, that would be the same. So, yeah. I'm a mess here, guys. I didn't expect to be painting so early, but this happened so quickly. So for the next hour, I'm thinking we just get in here and get it done. And if I don't finish it in this morning's paint, the draw with me session with you guys, I'll do it later on today. I really should have some like Star Wars-y space opera bounty hunter music in the background. I'm kicking my stuff. You guys see that okay? Does it help? I have a weird setup right now with the not dual screen. Like, do you guys mind this camera angle? This angle? I'm gonna just make it bigger. I think it'll give you guys a cool perspective. Without affecting this one. Scooch it. What's too slippery, the boba? It takes a bit. I'm sure it takes a bit. Alright. I think this will be cool. Unless you guys want to look at the... Here, I'll do this. I'm going to move Yoda. I'm going to move him back here. Yeah, if Yoda was here, I'd be like, forget what you have learned. That's a very bad Yoda. I'm learning. No, what would you say? You must unlearn what you have learned. Shut up, Yoda. You don't make no sense. Go home, you're drunk. I'll move this here. That way you guys can see my colors. I'll put that to clean. Let's get out of that background. He has very subdued notes. I'm running out of these. I feel good about that. I will definitely buy these again. I don't know if I will buy that many, the Artezas. All right, I'm just gonna put some white. This is Hemi white. And what I'm going to do is, let me move this over. I'm just going to create a small gradient. Make a creamy color. It's going to be like a vignette. I love the vignette look. Vignetting meaning that it's kind of, it's lighter in the middle and darkens at the edges, putting all the focus in the center. And it'll be cool, and it'll give me some time to really think about what I'm gonna do here. And I want to get rid of these those blue marks. What's that, honey? Good morning. Good. Cool. All right, let's go. Let me start this camera. Bap, beep. All right. What's really funny and frustrating about gouache, that's the medium I'm using, that's the paint I'm using, is when you're painting with it, it seems to run out very quickly. I'm going to use this one instead. There you go. I'm just going to be really judicial with my so as you're using it, it seems to just disappear really quickly. But when you go to try to clean your palette or clean off your palette, bruh, it's infinity color. It just seems to not run out. Recently I've been looking at to try to emulate some of the layer and painting buildup of Glenn Fabry, but I believe Glenn uses oil, or he may use acrylic. So I'm trying to manipulate gouache to look like his style. Not completely like his style, but there's certain things that he does that I think are awesome that I want to try to do. And I'm curious if I can pull that off here. All right. I might have to move my water just so that my arm won't be blocking you guys all the time. So, hopefully you guys had an enjoyable weekend. I definitely did. But if I tell you what I enjoyed about it, you're going to be like, that's weird. I cleaned. I cleaned. Go figure. I'm gonna move this camera here. I'm gonna move it a little higher, so you guys can get a better view without my hand blocking your way. I'm gonna put that here. Let me do that for you now. I got so much, just too much technology around me. Ay, caramba. Well, now it just looks like the same camera angle. Now I'm just making it worse. Alright, let me just go back. I'll just have to be mindful of my hands. But anyway, back to that. Yeah, bruh, cleaning. Cleaning outside, cleaning inside. The weather where I live in Florida, has been fantastic. See, that's what I'm talking about. Some meatloaf and taters, precious. What? And a good family day. That's what's up. And what's cool about that, my friend, is that's what it is. That's the anticipation. That's why we did it here at Casa de Mel. My daughter, my amazing daughter, all my kids are amazing. My daughter's graduating college in a couple of days. Next week. This week. Saturday's still part of this week, so she's graduating this week. We got our family coming down. I couldn't be more happy. I couldn't be more excited. I couldn't be more proud. And here I am, painting Boba Fett. She is probably one of my biggest fans. I love her. I have 3 kids, so she is definitely in the top 3 of my favorite kids. I live in Texas, same weather as Florida. Yeah, I think we share pretty much a lot of the same type of what's happening. You guys have been getting hit with some tornadoes, bro. Oh, broette, I'm sorry. Homie? Yeah, man. We've been getting some interesting weather, but it's been so nice lately. You hear the hissing? My cat is bothering my older cat. And thank you for that. So yeah, man, we got fams coming through. We got and she'll be back. She'll be living with us till after she graduates. And that's always exciting. To have all the mellow brood in the house again. But yeah, so we getting fan, we cleaning inside, cleaning outside, getting stuff ready. I think the weather's gonna hold out, and I am so looking forward to it. All right, I think that's not a bad. It's a little bottom heavy. He is from the desert, I'm assuming. Well, the last place he stayed was the desert. I almost have a feeling to do an underpainting of this color over the whole piece, like a really watery run. I think this is the only time you ever really want watery run, is when you're doing underpainting. I think if I do that, it'll give it a unifying look. As I start adding the greens on top, let's do it. I don't know if it's gonna work. I don't care. Let's do it together. I'm gonna just water it down. I probably should use a bigger brush, but again, I don't care. And this will also give me a layer of paint to paint on top of. Gouache layers really well, in my opinion. If you're careful, you can absolutely muddy up your work if you're not careful. But I think now it'll have a uniform look on it, and the colors that sit on top. All right. So with gouache, so the question is, how long do you have to wait? That's going to depend. My room, I have a fan on, and it's pretty dry where I am. So it's going to always depend where you are. But the longer you wait, the better. But I can go ahead and start moving on top. There's a fear, though, that I have if I do that, it'll get muddy. For it to be successful, then I would have to immediately come in here with a thicker consistency of paint. But you can treat this, if you're familiar with watercolor, then at this stage you can really come in here and start messing around with your tones. For instance, if I go ahead in here, there's certain spots I want to go dark, right? So it's still moderately wet. It's still pretty wet. So I'm going to grab a little bit more of that same yellow ochre. You see how wet that still is? Where it kind of like bleeds out, like if it was a watercolor. But gouache is pretty fickle. If I keep doing that, then all I'm gonna end up doing is removing paint. And even still, it doesn't make that much of a difference. But this is a really cool way for you to quickly get tones in here. Let's get some tone in here. Let's do this. It's gonna be dark here. At this stage, if it's wet, you can go back on it pretty quickly. It'll just dry smoothly. What's the word I'm looking for? It'll have a soft appearance because it'll dry into each other. Right, this is darker, but I'm just using this as an example where I can still all I'm doing is adding the tone and the shape. So this is very much a water style effect, a water style technique. Water style. water bending technique here. And things are drying pretty quickly. Nah, leather, who cares? This is leather. The fear is that if it's too wet and you start adding on top, the colors will, the more I move my brush around, the more it'll blend into itself. And if that's not what you want, you're gonna find out really quick. And it can get muddy pretty quickly. I forgot his knot. Alright, so dry it up. It doesn't dry as quickly as acrylic, but it all depends. Right now it's still wet. It's a really weird mix between acrylic and watercolor. But a few minutes, I have a fan on. I'm gonna turn off this. But it's usually by a few minutes or so. And I have a hairdryer there that I need to, if I need to. But what's really cool about what I just did, you can really see a cool effect where the black visor is going to be. You can start seeing certain things to bring your piece to life really early. Even if there's some bleeding, this is very porous. So and I'm definitely gonna have to do more coats. You can still see my grids. You can still see my blue pencil. I think I'm gonna try something different today because I want to try to test it. I wanted to test it out in the Wolverine piece, but I'm gonna treat this as if I'm going to. I've done it before, but I'm gonna try it again. Saboteur, how you doing? Happy Monday. If you're a nerd, live long and prosper. No, I'm kidding. Happy. May the fourth be with you, nerd. How you doing, man? Happy re-entry Monday. Thanks for hanging out. Oh yeah. Linkus, you see how quickly it dried? Oh, there's still some. Oops. Yeah, down here there's still some moisture. I'm telling you guys, my early vocabulary skills are very low. My speakification. You have zero skill with acrylic paints. I'm too used to oil paint and how well it, I'm gonna assume you say binds. Yeah. I see acrylic, I see oils in my future. I'm just having too much fun with gouache, really. Gouache, you know, I like saying gouache. I like sounding like goofy. I don't know if I have the patience for oil. I think, but to me, I think it's more about feel. There's this weird misconception about what constitutes an artist and what mediums they use and stuff like that. And even still, in my mind, oil painters, man. Oil painters are painters to me. Maybe it's because of Bob Ross. But then I see stuff like what Leyendecker did with gouache, man, and come on now. I would love to try to do Leyendecker's layering style. Layer and decoring. It's so cool the way he does it. And the way he would do fabric was always dope to me. I knew what you meant, brother. I'm just busting your chops. That's one thing I would love to do. That, I don't know, man. I don't have anything else on. Things be acting weird on my YouTubes. Everything resets. But it is what it is. We good. We catching up. But yeah, there's certain techniques that I try to emulate from other artists that don't use the medium. I think that's the beauty about what we do also. There's an amazing gouache artist, Ruth, I forget her last name. I'm gonna find it. This blending style I took from her. And she predominantly, from what I've seen in her channel, does a lot of very whimsical fantasy style backgrounds. Beautiful night backgrounds, and Wilshaw, it might be her name. The way she can put depth in her gouache. Jelly. There's certain things from her that I'm going to absolutely try to crib from. I think she has a class on, what the heck is that site? My mind is shot. Domestica. Oh my lord. She has a course on Domestica. And I bought a Domestica course by Ariel Olivetti, and he uses acrylic. I still try to crib some of his techniques. We're gonna need more white to build into that background. I'm focusing a lot there in the background just so I won't have to mess with it too much later. That's one thing also. If you're a gouache painter, I don't know if it's the same as an oil painter. Man, you go through white paint. Cool. You never heard of Domestica? It's like a Skillshare type of place. It has a ton of artists. They had a sale one summer, and I went to town. I bought some courses from Liam Sharp for how to mess with ink. and building worlds with ink and texture. And I think I'm losing it here, but that's okay. And Ariel had a figure drawing. Some of the courses I don't need. I was just more curious on how these artists that I enjoy looking their artwork, how they build their characters. Basically, like paying for YouTube. So his was cool to see. I was able to chat with him on Instagram. And I proved him wrong. I asked him what was his opinion on using gouache on sketch covers, and he was like, "You can't do it." I'm assuming that's what he said, but he said, "No, you can't do it. It just wouldn't work." And I did it anyway. I had to treat the heck out of that sketch cover with I had that sketch cover with gesso. Saboteur asked if did I get an art degree? Not necessarily, not really. I have my degree is in graphic design and communication. I didn't go to art school per se, so no art degree. My art degree is from the School of Hard Knocks. No, I'm kidding. But no art degree. I think that if I would have stayed in the first school I went to, yes, but no. The wet on wet, yes, the wet on wet. The did Bill Alexander? I'm assuming he didn't invent that technique, but that he pioneered it to the masses before Bob Ross. I think. I don't want to start no rumors or start no East Coast West Coast with against Bob Ross and Bill Alexander. I'm gonna see if I can find a Star Wars-esque. Do. 40 minutes? Yeah. Why don't we do that? I don't want you guys falling asleep from my chill music. Keep an eye on this. Are you laughing at my Bill Alexander and the Bob Ross contingency? The Bob Ross Mafia? Veterinaire, welcome. It's good to see you. Thanks for joining me. Happy Monday. Sab, you gotta put the... Excuse me. You gotta put the remix horn, man, in your soundboard. I am doing well, Veterinary. I'm having a fantastic day. Super duper fantastic. It's been productive. It's been busy. It's been a good time. I have not checked out the community, but while you're here, let me check it out. See what you did. Yeah, the rap one. It's the it's not the dance hall remix horn, bro. All right, where am I? I'm here. I'm here. Let me see what my homie put up there. He put a cow. Dude, stop drawing on your walls, Veronere. That's a good looking cow. That's a great looking cow. Good stuff. Oh, I appreciate that. You could go in all those Pinterest pieces. I got some of my old galleries in there if you like. You hooked me up with it. Oh snap! I won't be able to contain myself here, dude. That horn, the disappointment horn is my favorite, and this here, this is my it's the Dipsy Doodle horn. I'm sure you guys will know. Let me see, I got you. It's been a while, I'm rusty. There you go. That's my that's the Dipsy Doodle horn. Alright, what are we doing? We're doing green. We gotta well, I have my headphones on. I would have to put it on my I'm making excuses. Hold on, let me see. See what I do for y'all. For y'all. Let me see. It's me. That one. Pause that. Oh man. Well, I am saving that. Alright, let's get some green. I'm gonna mix this, whatever this green is. Guys, I'm not so frou-frou that I'm gonna be in here talking about grab the phthalo blue or the psoriasis green. Like it one guy, I don't have the stomach to study it. I really don't. All I really want to do is subdue that color. Psoriasis green, that's gross. Alright, so I added a little earth yellow to whatever that green was. And that's a pretty good base for my Boba. And it's not going to be for everything, but it'll be a pretty good low end color. So let's do that. And we got to start chapter 2. Let's go. So some of these cracks I'm gonna use for oh, I was supposed to draw this in I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. the one thing I love about watching oil painters is the way they start with just the blocks, painting in the block, the shape of the shadow, or just that stuff, man. And I don't know how well that would translate to gouache, but it's something that I definitely have been trying to do. I don't want to use. Alright, so. Yeah, green and yellow. And I'm trying to avoid black a bit, even though I'm about to use a little bit of it. Maybe not. I really should concentrate, honestly. If this is what I'm trying to do, I really should concentrate on some of the notes that I'm looking for in terms of color. Because I just saw everything I've seen is on a video. I just saw a video on how to mixing black colors, and how alive they looked. All right, none of that worked. Everything's dry. I like that green though. I'm really messing with that. This is the best part here, because I'm just kind of blending in. I'm going to make sure the light is on the right hand side. But I think that's a good base. I'm going to use some of this. I just added blue to it. I like doing this type of palette. It's kind of messy. Where else? And I'm gonna add some light gray to it for the bottom piece. Let's do that now. That's hilarious. Add some more of that green. Link could not resist the red button. Who can? Is that like a black? All right. I just want it all to tie in right now. Boop. All right, so I put space opera, and I think that is Star Wars not a space opera? Because this music is killing me. All right. Talk about that was terrible. Yeah, it gave it a really cool camouflage look that and it unifies the color with that yellowish desert. I think what's that color again? Earth yellow. What's cool about this piece of paint right here is that I can go and grab one of my favorite brushes, I think it's the filbert, right? Is that the round brush? A square. This brush here, filbert, right? I'll Google it, and I can blend in right into it, no matter if it's dry. I'm just gonna get a mix. All right. Take that tone, that blend naturally, and just bring it down so it looks concave. How about that? Catch me outside. How about that? More blue, more of that. We can do whatever we want. I'm going to mix that color into the dark and use that to blend and pull out. That bit of painting is both useful and dangerous because, again, gouache, I like to consider it, I always describe it as being alive, always alive. If you don't seal it, it could be 5 minutes, 5 days, 5 years. You put some water on it, it'll come alive. So it helps me a lot because I can work with mistakes or what are perceived mistakes in my mind, and I won't freak out. Right. But it also gives what you're working on a really cool blend, and just looks cool. All right. I'm gonna reinforce that color. Seeing how this is our base color for everything, I'm also gonna use it to emphasize everything around us. My brush is still a little wet, a little dirty from the green, so it should mix pretty good. That's the fun part of art, the fixing of perceived mistakes. Yeah, man. I don't remember who I was talking to earlier. How much fun I've been able to have this year. Getting past insecurities on paintings. Oh, I messed it up. Nope. Just wait a bit. Go back. This happened already. And I think it comes with just... Okay, see, I put too much water on that one. I'm going to have to come back and darken that. But that's okay. That's that perceived error, that perceived mistake that would have crippled a young schmel. Like, it's no big deal, bro. Bro, it's all right. Just fix it. Come back and fix it. Yeah, one of the things that I have been, I've noticed that I've gotten a young artist, and just again, I've said this earlier too. When I mention young artists, I don't mean age. Sometimes I just mean young in the medium, or even just in the experience of art. 80% of your stuff looks bad while you're doing it. If you can get past that part, that the vanity of it needs to look good all the time, I think it'll be dope, and it'll help you. You begin to start seeing things. Oh no, that's okay. That's okay. I can do that. I can fix that. Or it's not even a mistake in the first place. All right. But if you can get past the it looks bad, but it's not over. The majority of art in its creation looks bad. Sorry. And I think the experience is that experience, that knowing that it's okay. Is what happens to a seasoned artist or someone who's done it a while. I know it looks that way. Don't judge it in the first couple of freaking strokes. Come back later. Come back later. Get out of here. That's to us in our doubts as well. Come back later, man. What are you doing? It's too early to be freaking out right now. Get out of here. But we're in the world of it got to be done quick. It got to be done. It's got to look good all the time. No, man. Nope. I'd never read anything anywhere that said it's supposed to look fantastic the moment you start putting in work. People would be selling their sketches and their friggin' doodles if that was the case, which they do. People do. But the luxury of that sketch is that nobody's seen the 20 or 30 of them that were trash in the first place. I think my failures early on was because I was trying to rush to the end, as if because I finished it, it's gonna look good. No, I mean, nope. Not at all. Yeah, it goes through a scary phase. It's your favorite part. I can live without it, but I can live without it, but I absolutely appreciate it. I absolutely appreciate it. Now more than ever. Now more than ever. Never. I like the accent. Now more than ever. Only, and to be honest, it's because I've been painting a lot lately and doing a lot of these lately. And I think the live streams, hanging out with you guys, kind of everything's happened so quickly. It doesn't really allow you to appreciate what's happening. I don't get a chance to panic like I would if I was alone. It's not you guys. I'm glad. I am glad. Alright. So that's not a bad start, but I'm getting a little too dark. We'll see. We'll see. This is gonna be. Oh yeah, and then I painted over my crack. I painted over some of the detail on his helmet. But lately, yeah, absolutely right. Like the Link, that struggle part, seeing it come about, not the struggle, the ugly part, the ugly phase, the seeing it approach, being in it for a while, and embracing it. It has definitely helped me and hopefully sometimes when I catch it in my streams, I try to bring it up and talk about it, not to hide it. You shouldn't hide it. Dent, so it's gonna be bright. I'm gonna add some blues in a bit. I don't want to hide when it comes up, and I want to bring it up, especially again for the younger artists. Again, not the age, the ones that I think the ones that that have a tendency to ask, how long have you been doing it? Because I think they're gonna gauge how much effort they want to put into it. I don't think young artists like to hear, oh yeah, I've been painting or trying to do this for 20 years, 30 years, I've been painting for this long. It doesn't fit the lifestyle of everything being quick. Everything is a TikTok. Everything's 20-second, a 1-minute clip of a beautiful piece of art. Well, that 1-minute clip hides 30 years of experience. He was a caricature art. Link says Link, I'm just going to Link was a caricature artist for 10 years, so I got used to drawing in front of people. First month, I was over the fear of looking good right away. I got you. Yeah, that's great. When I started this channel, I did narrative videos because of that fear. But I can hide it behind a time lapse or not a real time comment of that's trash. That's such an extreme response, but you know, but it is what it is. So doing lives has been eye-opening, life-changing, experience-changing. Blend that color, and I ruined my palette. That's one thing I gotta stop doing. dirtying my palette. I love caricatures, man. I wish that was something early on that I would have loved, that I wanted to get into. I still do a little of it seemed kind of like everything, a little bit of exaggeration. All right, I added too much water, but that's okay. It'll blend in smooth. Yeah, I can't imagine. It was a fun job. That's awesome. I don't follow any direct artist that does it, but on my Instagram feed, I'll get a lot of the sitters reaction videos where the artist is like they get really funny with their caricatures. It's definitely an amazing skill to have, to be able to do that. I'm gonna paint over those marks because I can get them later. Yeah, I don't want to use another green. What's up, Varinator? Switching streams? I can dig it. Hopefully I wasn't ignoring you. Haha. I see you Varinator. That's the funny thing about having the stream here, is that they'll say on the vertical, they'll say bye, see you later, and then they'll swipe. Haha, they'll swipe, I caught you. And they'll end up in here, in the horizontal, in the horizontal stream. Oops. You could have just kept going. You didn't have to comment, but I appreciate you. Go get your studies on. I'm gonna keep it rough for now because it looks like I'm putting away too much. Varinator coming in hot with the personals. I have some on my wrists. And I was thinking of using, where's that silver? That's interesting. Kid Goku or Miyamoto Musashi? I am using that earthy yellow as my base for everything. I like the way it looks. I still don't know if I'm gonna use silver. I have some metallic colors from Arteza that I've been wanting to use. I don't know. I don't want it to look chintzy either. But I do like using them. Yeah. What I really like about this medium is the amount of blending you can do. That's interesting. I'm gonna do it anyway. I need some dark. Art therapy? I hope so. Listen, if you haven't caught on with the name, this is not an act. This is just chill all the time. Not all the time. Most of the time. It's too much energy spent being mean or just it's not necessary to me. And when you're doing stuff like this, what's the point of being angry? This is nerd stuff. You know, I don't bring up politics in here. I don't bring up nothing. Not that it's not important. But if you guys wanted to speak about politics, you'd go to a channel that does so. I want to hang out with people that want to draw, want to talk about art, want to hang out, want to share their art, share techniques. That to me, that's where it's at. Honestly. I could go outside the lines. That's gonna be black. I think that's gonna look cool. That's all really. There's no point. There's a point. There's always a point. But I just want to chill. Draw goofy crap. Draw goofy crap and just enjoy people's company. Their election results today. Well, boo! No, I'm kidding. We need democracy. Except at home. I'm a dictator. Oh, I'm kidding. Kidding. My wife is. Kidding, don't hit me. The Bob Ross of gouache. I'll take it. There's a lot of artists that try that approach of Bob's approach. And I'm not trying to crib his approach but I think because I've watched him as a young, and I still do. And then, because that's the way he painted, the way he spoke to his audience, maybe that's stuck in my head as that's how you should. Maybe that's who I hear in my head. But I think it's more because this is how I would talk to my friends, my family, when it comes to artwork. Plus, it's something that we've all done. Veronier, thank you for swinging through on both streams. I appreciate you. We have an inherent need to create stuff, to draw stuff. Yeah, but as children, we're encouraged to do it as kids. Our creator is an amazing artist, so we take after him. You know, I tell you what though, you know, he brought it up, but I feel real relaxed right now. Hella relaxed. I am definitely not going to be able to finish this in one sitting, as you can tell, but I will finish this. Today, I'm actually going to jump on in a few. So I'm going to let the music play. I'm going to just keep adding some layers here, and yeah, man, just if you aren't, subscribe, I'll appreciate it. Hit the notification bell so you'll know when I jump on today, which will be this afternoon, and every other day. These next 2 days will be the last 2 days I jump on for the week. Like I said, I have cool things happening for Casa de Mel, so I have stuff scheduled to come through, but I will not be on live or doing any of this stuff for the next couple of days, and I kind of look forward to it. Come back refreshed to hang out with you guys. But that's for another day. I'll keep bringing it up. Amen. So, I'll let the music play. I really appreciate you guys. Appreciate all of you hanging out with me today on this re-entry Monday. This May 4th. My fellow nerf herders. I think this one's gonna be fun. Ooh, I like that effect. I'm gonna own it. I think I might add more of that. So, my dog's saying, "Let's go." This is Arts of the Round Table. My name is Mello. God bless you. I love you. I mean it. And until later on today, I'll draw you later. Bye bye.